Right. So we saw how the tuning folks vibrate when they belong to the same frequency. In that little video that you that was shared with you. Now, when we do the raise your vibrations program, basically what you are doing is similar to what is happening in the tuning fork. You are changing your frequency. See, notice how some people are stuck for life. Joe, whatever habits they have, or whatever ways of thinking, attitude, etc., that continues for years together. They can't do anything to change it. Cannot change it because they are vibrating at a certain frequency. When they are vibrating at a certain frequency, things connected with that frequency, similar to that frequency, keep coming to them. So they continue to do the same thing year after year, day after day, decade after decade, maybe even lifetime after lifetime, perhaps. They're not able to do anything else. They're not able to pull themselves out. This leads to all kinds of difficulties. Depression bhi hota hai, low morale hota hai, all kinds of negative feelings, thoughts, ideas, and so on and so forth. They're all part of their experience. Even diseases, even health conditions, and so on. But in the Raise Your Vibrations program, we have a very beautiful technique where you simply, with the power of your breath, learning to breathe in a certain way, you change the vibratory model of your body, of your system. How do we do this? As your energy rises to a higher consciousness, these seven major chakras, hai na? These are the seven major chakras. Actually, there are more chakras than the seven major ones. But let's work with the seven major chakras for all practical purposes. Each of these chakras has a certain vibratory frequency. So, depending on the chakras where your energy is going, just like if, like in a room, let's say you have many different electrical equipment. You have lights, you have fans, you have air conditioners, you have a refrigerator, you have a mixer, you have a grinder, or whatever. So many different things you can have. But if the energy goes, now let's say कि आपके पास में जो electrical connection, it can only take 500 watts at one time. So whichever equipment is getting, or whichever equipments are getting those 500 watts of electrical supply, they will work. Others cannot work. For example, if your air conditioning requires more, usually it does, no more than like 1,000, more than 1,500 watts. Now you don't have enough energy to get your air conditioner working. It will not work. Or something is working and then suddenly you turn on, let's say, something that like a mixer grinder that consumes a lot of power, or let's say your ironing thing, your iron, it takes a lot of power as well. Supposing you turn that on, suddenly everything goes out of power, because now that amount of energy is only going to a certain part. This is what is happening to the human body as well, because there is a limit to how much energy we have available, and most of us allow this energy to leak away through negative actions, through uh, overindulgence in, let's say, masturbation or sex or pornography, or even negative ideas, negative thoughts, negative uh, habits like smoking or drinking, for example, and so on and so forth. So all these leak our energy. There isn't enough energy available to take it to take our to move to a higher level of consciousness. In the Raise Your Vibrations program, the focus is on first creating enough energy, finding enough energy, conserving that energy, and ensuring that it is not leaked away in stupid things. Masturbation is stupid. A few minutes of pleasure, and then I think we have all at some point of time masturbated. You don't have to answer me, but I think we have all at some point of time masturbated, and we have seen how we felt after that. Usually it's like a peak followed by a low. We don't feel good. In some ways, sometimes, very often we feel a certain sense of disgust for ourselves. क्या कर रहा हूं मैं यार? Yet we do it, or we did it, and then a lot of our energy is wasted. If this energy is allowed to leak away in this way, very little is left to channel upwards. Raise your vibrations program. First, gets your energy moving towards your main store of energy, which is the Kundalini energy, accesses the Kundalini energy, and then finds or teaches ways to move this energy higher, higher, and slowly higher. Now, if you notice, there are times when people say, do things that trigger you. When we say trigger you, it means you react in a certain way. It could be anger, it could be like a fight, it could be, just feeling unpleasant, feeling low, feeling depressed. It trigger you. You don't feel good about yourself, and so on. And sometimes this can go on for years. Time, see, what is life? A certain amount of time and a certain amount of energy that we use during this time. If the time is over, life is over. If we have allowed our time to be wasted on things that do not enrich us or take us towards our higher goals, that means we are allowing our life to go waste. So when we do the Raise Your Vibrations program, it makes us unstuck. It clears, it frees us from those habits, those patterns, those things that were holding us back. So in a sense, we drop everything that is holding us down or back, or in a stuck place. It gives us freedom to move ahead. As we move ahead, we can go towards those things that bring us greater fulfillment, do those activities. So as we do the Raise Your Vibration program with the power of your breath, you channel this energy higher and higher and higher. Now let's say let's say there is a friend of yours who can make you or say something to you which gets you very angry, and you get into a fight with him. And this has happened a couple of times. It's happened a couple of times. Maybe sometimes he wins, maybe sometimes you win, or maybe sometimes one of you wins, always, let's say. And then it escalates, gets worse. He brings in more friends, becomes like a gang thing. You bring in more friends. And now all your energy is being wasted in something like that. You get into arguments, you waste your energy in school, either avoiding each other, or fighting with each other, arguing with each other, whatever, whatever. Free yourself so that you can move on to a higher ideal in your life, so that your energy is used in ways that can bring you what you need to get out of life. So the Raise Your Vibrations program teaches you breath work, which helps you come out. Now, how do you use it? Every time you find yourself in a situation where you are triggered, or you're doing something that you know is not good for you. Let's say you've gotten into a habit of smoking and you realize it's not very good for you, but you're not able to stop. So you practice some of the breathwork techniques that you've learned here. Do it for a while. Let's say initially you smoke, let's say 10 cigarettes a day. Maybe you'll come down to 3 cigarettes a day or 2 cigarettes a day. It's better. Or let's say even it's 8 cigarettes a day. Or let's say you've gotten into this company where you go for a bit of binge drinking once in a while. And every time you do it, it hurts you, and so on. Similarly, in class, you go and sit down, and let's say you're thinking about something, you're not able to pay attention to whatever is going on in class. Your scores are not good, your grades are not good. It affects your life. So instead, what you do now is do your breath work. It'll help you slowly make you or free you from whatever is on your mind, because your emotions, mind, and ego are all connected. If your mind is on something, it is triggering certain emotions that is causing you to feel certain things. So emotions, mind, and ego is always there. So when you do this, as you free your emotions, because as your energy moves up, it it makes you vibrate differently. So things that you are feeling now, like anger, let's say, just by doing your breath work, you'll be able to change this anger, or you will not feel the same level of anger. And then a few minutes later, it will be quiet. This is how you use the power of the Raise Your Vibrations program. This is basically what it is. I'll stop this recording and continue our talk.